All right, so I want to touch on some things to make staying on plan while you're traveling a little bit easier. Foods that you can use that are simple, don't require a lot of preparation or cooking. You basically just need a microwave and a refrigerator. But ultimately, it boils down to you figuring it out, okay? So I have clients that travel for work, and they're always kind of asking, like, well, what should I do for my food? You know what I mean? How do I stay on plan? And it ultimately comes down to you sitting down, putting the plan out on paper, figuring out what you need to do, right? So with my clients, most of them have set meal plans in addition to macros, okay? So my plan might say, hey, at meal one, eat 180 grams of white rice and 150 grams of chicken and 10 grams of fat from oil, from olive oil or something like that. But they also have macros for that meal too. So if they don't have those foods available, then they can just go ahead and choose other food options to hit those macros, right? So whether they're traveling, whether they've run out of food, whatever the reason is, there is always a way for you to tailor the food that you do have available to the plan so that you can stay on course. And it just comes down to you ultimately figuring it out. But in this video, I just want to go over some options to make life a lot easier that are, require minimal preparation. In this day and age, we basically have grocery stores everywhere that have all the same foods. We have things like Instacart, where you can get the food delivered right to your door, and makes life really easy and kind of eliminates any excuses. So we'll be going over that stuff. Obviously, if you can get a place where you're staying that, an Airbnb or a hotel that has a full kitchen, that opens up a lot of possibilities, and you can basically just eat how you normally eat because you have a full kitchen, refrigerator, stovetop, all the good stuff that you would need to cook your meals as normal. But let's fall back. Let's just say that all we have available is a refrigerator and a microwave, which pretty much anywhere you stay is going to have those things. So let's fall back on that scenario and look at some foods that we could use to stay on plan in that scenario. And we'll be breaking it down by categories, by macronutrient categories, protein, carbs, and fats, and the various options within each one of those categories. All right, so let's go over some of these minimal preparation protein sources, right? So these really just require you to heat it up, or you can even, for some of them, eat them as is. So pretty much every grocery store that you go to is going to have some version of these items, right? And you'll have the John Soules chicken, right, which looks like this. And this is from Walmart, okay? This is a bag that's usually near the meat, okay? And this is ready to roll chicken. Now, there are obviously going to be additives in this stuff, maybe some preservatives. We can look at the ingredients here. They probably do some sodium in it or something like that, and some flavoring. So yeah, but looking at the macros, this still counts as a lean protein source, and it's going to be much better than you going to Walmart or going to Burger King or McDonald's and just eating shit, right? So this would work as a lean protein source, okay? So they have a couple different varieties of this stuff. It'd be grilled chicken, it might be fajita chicken, different flavors and stuff, and it's ready to roll. All you got to do is take it out of the bag, measure it, and warm it up, and that's it. All right, so this is a great option if you don't have a full kitchen available. They have also a steak option, okay? And again, this stuff is pretty much available anywhere. Every grocery store has this stuff, okay? And then most grocery stores are going to have some version of a rotisserie chicken. You go to kind of where the deli section is going to be at, and they'll have rotisserie chicken, the whole chicken. Now that can work too, but you got to peel the skin off because that's fat, right? That's not a lean protein source. So, and just maybe eat the chicken breast, because again, we're looking for white meat, lean protein. But what a lot of places will have is something that looks like this: pre-packed, ready to roll rotisserie chicken breast meat. Okay, looking at the macros on this, again, this is a lean protein source. This would work great on plan. You don't have to prepare anything. All you got to do is take it out of the package, measure it, and put it in a microwave. That is it, okay? No excuse. And then we've got the different canned fish options. So you've got something like this, which is wild caught pink salmon. They make these in these packets. They make them in cans, okay? Obviously, if you don't have a can opener, you're going to want to think about that. Get pop top stuff or get pouches, okay? This is another good protein source, all right? And pink salmon is generally going to be considered a lean protein source. The salmon, the fresh salmon that you would get, it's the name of the salmon is escaping me. But the good salmon, the fatty salmon, that obviously is not going to work in this situation because that is a fatty protein source. But most of the canned salmon or the pouch salmon that you get is going to be wild caught, first of all, which is decent. But it's also going to be lean. So you can see it's primarily 1 gram of fat per 70 grams and 15 grams of protein. 2 of these packets, which will be $4, is going to be 30 grams of protein. Fantastic. And then tuna along the same lines. You got the tuna packets. We all know these come in different flavors and whatnot. Same exact deal. Okay, super simple, super easy protein sources, ready to roll. And you got your fat-free Greek yogurts. I'm partial to Fage, or however you say it. This is the brand that I like. But again, this is primarily, there's no fat. There's a little bit of carbohydrates in it, but it is, great protein source, ready to roll. Put some fresh fruit in it as your carb source, whatever you want to do. Rice cakes on the side. Simple, fast, easy to roll. Doesn't require any preparation, any cooking. Good meal on plan. And then you got your whey, whatever type of whey you like. When you're in doubt, like the easiest thing you can do, protein, whey, carb, rice cake, fat, nuts or nut butter. You can assemble you can make the ratios of this however you want to fit whatever macros, because you got protein, carb, fat. So you just adjust the portion size of this to hit your plan. And then on the go, doesn't require any refrigeration. Doesn't require anything other than you to fucking have it and measure it, and then you got your meals. I would much rather you have 6 meals of whey, rice cakes, and nut butter than do you just YOLO and eat McDonald's all day or eat whatever you think you're going to, whatever fancies you, right? I would much rather you have 6 meals of whey than eat a bunch of shit all day, because this is, again, going to make things flexible, fast, simple, and you can stay on plan, okay? And then you got things like protein bars. These are so good in a pinch. Not exactly what you would call a lean protein source. I want to say there's 8 or 9 grams of fat per. Quite a bit of fiber. Some people do well with these. I'm fine with them in terms of digestion. But again, these are great in a pinch rather than grabbing a candy bar or some stupid shit like that. Okay. So that covers a lot of the protein options. And we'll be hitting into the carb options next. All right, so moving into our carb sources, all right? So again, same concept. Most of these don't require any refrigeration. Again, all you need is a microwave and a scale to make sure that your portion sizes are on point. Steamer potatoes. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Steamer potatoes. These are just steam and bag potatoes. You really don't, so it looks like that link is not available. But we can pull it up. Here, something like this. Steamed sweet potatoes, okay? You can steam them right in the bag, and this is kind of a sales, a marketing gimmick, because you really don't need to buy steamer potatoes. You can buy any potatoes, wrap it in a wet paper towel. You're going to want to puncture a couple holes into the potato first. Wrap it in a wet paper towel, put it in the microwave, and warm it up in like maybe say 3-minute intervals until the potato's soft and cooked. And you can cook any potato like that. It doesn't have to be specifically steamer potatoes. You can cook literally any potato like that, okay? Great option, super quick, affordable, good to go, okay? Minute rice. Come on now. It's simple. Put it in the microwave, warm it up, that's it. And I think these are like 45 grams of carbs per serving. Comes with a little bit of fat, but that's all right. 40 grams of carbs per serving. Super easy, already measured white rice. It's good to go, all right? You got some of your Uncle Ben's, which is along the same lines of that minute rice that we just went over. Different flavors, ready in 90 seconds. You know, put the pouch in the microwave, warm it up. You're good to go. Good, clean protein carb source, okay? Rice cakes. That's not the right link. Let's go here. Let's go check it out. Oh my God, what's happening? Rice cakes, all right? So I tell my clients, like, hey, a rice cake, pretty much no matter what the flavor is, plain, chocolate, caramel, apple, they're all pretty much 10 grams of carbs. One might be 11, one might be 12. Let's just round it, make it nice and simple. 10 grams of carbs for the rice cake. The macros are all pretty much identical. They're all 45, 50, 55 calories per 0 to 1 gram of fat. So get whatever flavor you want, and then that's easy. You need 50 grams of carbs for your meal. Guess what? That's 5 rice cakes. Simple, 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 and it's basically just rice. Okay, so that makes life really, really easy, right? Again, kind of going back to what I was talking about with the whey protein, rice cakes, nuts, nut butter, simple, fast, doesn't require any refrigeration, any preparation. It just requires you to find the right portion sizes and eat it. That's it. No excuses, all right? Another great option. You know, and then we got some carb sources from fruit. You know, whatever type of apple you like. Most medium-sized apples are going to be somewhere like between 20 and 30 grams of carbs. That's simple, easy to measure. You know, you can weigh it out if you want, but that's just kind of where I put most apples, about 25 grams of carbs. You got your bananas, same thing. Most bananas, medium-sized bananas, going to fall between that 20 and 30 gram carb mark, right? Simple, doesn't require any refrigeration, doesn't require anything other than you go buy it and eat it. Clementines, same thing, super simple, super fast. You got your fruit cups, ready to roll, portioned out for you. And then you got things like bagels and English muffins. Okay, this would be definitely a processed carb source. I like the Bubba's bagels. They're a little bit lower in calories, a little bit cleaner. The Dave's bagels are probably one of the best options. Dave's Killer Bread, love that stuff. But again, this is an easy 50 grams of carbs. Get it down quick. You're on the go. You're working. You're moving. Simple. Good carb source, right? I wouldn't make this my primary carb source, but it's a good option, okay? English muffins are about 25 grams of carbs for one muffin. So a lot of people do really well. I do well with English muffins in terms of digestion. And then you can have some, like Thomas has like a protein style muffin, wheat, some with a little bit higher fiber, light versions, a lot of different options you can work with based on whatever your macros are. Okay, so those are some good carb sources. Again, super simple, doesn't require any preparation. It's pretty much just a matter of you, putting the meal together in the right portion size for your macros, and then you're good to go. All right, now we are into our fat sources, minimal preparation fat sources. We got nut butters. I like doing an almond butter, a natural almond butter, something like this. Okay. And a lot of times what will happen with these natural, the main difference, you look and you'll see there's not really a huge difference in macros between natural almond nut butters and regular nut butters. In terms of calories and macros, they're pretty much the same. But what you'll notice is with the natural nut butters, there'll be a layer of oil up on the top. The reason that the regular nut butters don't have that is because they have different emulsifiers and different added fats, like that aren't what we would consider healthy fats, added to these to the nut butter to keep everything together and keep the oil from separating. And these natural nut butters don't have that, so they'll have the oil that separates from the solids, okay? And the simple solution to that is just store this upside down, and then that oil will kind of disperse back through the nut butter, and just make sure you stir it up pretty good every time. So this is the nut butter that I like. I also like doing Skippy's natural, okay, which is technically not as clean as something like this. That's what we're looking for, okay? This one doesn't have any added sugars, but you do see palm oil, and that's basically what you're going to see in a lot of them, is that palm oil, and how much of that palm oil is in it is kind of, going to determine whether that oil separates or not. But in a true natural nut butter, it'll pretty much just say the nut. So it'll just say, ground almonds or just peanuts. That's it. That's what a true nut butter, a true natural nut butter will be. But this one's pretty close, okay? So then we're looking at guacamole or avocado, another great fat source, more potassium than a banana, packed with micronutrients. These are nice little packets of avocado, pre-measured, 10 grams of fat per. So, say your meal has, 15 grams of fat added to it, you just need 1.5 of these. Simple. And then, of course, you could just get whole avocados. Not much of a difference between these two. It's pretty much, you can just see avocados and distilled vinegar, and some seasonings, okay? Great option, fast, simple. And you got your olive oil. I like using walnut oil, but extra virgin olive oil, walnut oil, macadamia nut oil is fantastic. When you're looking for with oils, which you spend the money, spend money, get something that's a little bit more expensive. You generally want something that's not in plastic, that's not in a clear container, that's in a dark glass container, or even metal would be better than plastic. Then that's kind of what we're looking for in our oil. So this is another great option. Put it over your rice, put it on your potatoes, measure it out, whatever you need. Simple, fast, no preparation involved. Just got to measure it. And then whole nuts, something that's easy to eat on the go, easy to measure. And I like doing cashews. They're a little bit higher in carbohydrates, so that's something to be aware of. But cashews, almonds, pecans are a little bit higher in fat, but they're all generally the same macros, but cashews are definitely on the higher carb side comparatively. But, whole nuts, you just really can't go wrong with them in terms of making things just really easy on yourself. And that's pretty much the majority of the healthy fat sources, added fats that we would use. Really simple. Again, this is all stuff that's readily available at every single grocery store. You can Instacart this stuff. You can go pick it up. It's all there. It's just a matter of you, putting it together and putting the effort into, going to get your food, staying on plan, and making it work. And then the last thing I'll touch on is vegetable options. So, baby carrots, you just need a refrigerator, right? That's simple, good veggie option. Steamer veggies, those are like the kind of the steam and bag veggies. You got to be careful with some of these because, if they have sauces on them or whatever, that might add some fat content to your diet. So just look at the macros, just be aware. But something like this is just literally just asparagus. You put it in the microwave, you warm it up, you got asparagus ready to roll. Super simple. And then the last option would be something like canned veggies. Just make sure that you're getting something that has a pop top if you don't have a can opener or any of like the cutlery, stuff like that. And that would, make things just really easy, simple. Again, the name of the game is just simplify things. And then it's just a matter of, adjusting things to fit your macros and your nutrition plan, but these are some good options. I'm sure there are many more, but this just gives you the idea of what route you would want to go to simplify things and make life easier while you're on the go and, staying on plan and, making it work, just figuring it out, making it work.